Hey Internet, Brian here. Coming at you with another Codecast. It's been a little while since the last bunch of episodes that I recorded last summer. Been quite busy with other clients and things since then, but I wanted to get some out and start the new year off right. Got some great content coming up for you guys this year. We're going to dive more into ASIO networking, get into Beast with HTTP requests and WebSockets and whatnot. But for episode 7, I just wanted to get something out quick that I think could be useful to some people out there. I was doing a little coding challenge the other day and realized I don't really know how to read standard input from C++. There's a lot of guides out there that tell you how to use cin, getline, and whatnot, but none of them really handle the end of file, end of line properly. If you use getline, it chops off the new line that comes at the end of the line. So you're never really sure if there was actually a new line or not when you hit the end of the file. You just get EOF. A lot of the things on Stack Overflow also point to misleading solutions to this problem. So let's just give it a shot here and see what we can do. Actually, I don't need to make skeleton. We'll just do a quick CMake project. Also, I'm trying to learn Vim, so bear with me as I struggle through the intricacies of this new editor that everybody seems to love, as well as Emacs. Let's call this project real EOF. Add an executable. And how do we build it for C++? Well, we don't really need to build it for C++11. We can just end there. And tab E opens up a new tab with a file, E for edit. Wow, look at that. And let's just make sure that our CMake project works properly. We can go insert mode. I'll use IO stream since this is C++. And a new line at the end of our file. Now, what are my syntax errors with CMake? You kidding me? First time? That seems too good to be true. Okay, maybe not. Sweet. So let's look up the documentation for getline. CPP reference. This is a little bit more, I always found CPP reference to be a little bit more in-depth than C++.com, but I've kind of switched over here because the results for CPP reference have been occurring higher in Google than C++. So we take input stream, return value is our input stream that's left over. Example, okay, they gloss over the return value from getline as well. People usually put that in a while loop, so we'll go with that first. Get rid of that line, and oh, nope. What inserts a line at the before my cursor? Shift O. There we go. And we're also in insert mode. Nice. Put in a string. while std getline cin, retrieve it to s, and then we'll just print it out and throw a new line at the end. Okay. So since we're reading from standard input, we can just take anything from standard input. We'll go and send it our C++ file. Pipe that to real EOF. There we go. We've got the whole thing out to standard input, and we're appending new lines, so we can see that it does put a new line at the end of the file. Now, what happens when we try to highlight exactly what's going on here? We can add in some quotes around the things that we print. At the very end, we print an empty string, and then we return. Getline gives us an empty string at the very end. Let's get rid of that last new line and see what happens. Okay, so what happened here is we didn't have a new line at the end of the file. We inserted it ourselves, and there's the new line that gets printed out because our console prompt is on the next line. If we remove the new line printout from here, then we should see everything on the same line. It'll be just one big jumbled mess, and it is. But at least we don't print out the new line at the end of the file that isn't actually there. A lot of sources will actually tell you to unilaterally append a new line at the very end because it'll make it look pretty, but actually that's not what is in the file, technically speaking. And we want to try to be as true to the file's contents as we can. So skipping over a whole bunch of steps, the solution I sort of have settled on for now, the current best solution I've settled on for now, is to go with the peek method. Oh, there we go. C++.com is the first result. iStream peek. And what this does is looks at the next character and returns it to you without actually moving the pointer along. But it will trip on an end of file and set the appropriate bits inside the object, the CN object. That's the problem with getline. Once you've read the new line at the end of the file, you go through the loop, print out the line, and then you print out your new line that you've added by yourself. And then when you go and read getline again, you get end of file and you break out of the while loop. But you can't actually detect whether or not you've read a new line at that point because it's been pulled from the input stream. So what we have to do is, while we're still here in the loop, check to see if the next character is a new line and treat it accordingly. So because we've used getline, we're guaranteed that we've read the entire line up to the new line. So if we peek and there is not an EOF, we know that we should put a new line to the output stream. However, if it is EOF, then we don't need to do anything and we'll break out of the loop as soon as we go back up to getline anyways. Small optimization, you can break out of the loop early by avoiding the one comparison. up to you whether or not you want to take the hit in readability. So if it's EOL, and we're still highlighting the lines that we've read in with double quotes. EOL was not, oh, it's not EOL, it's EOF, of course. That's the beauty of live coding. You see my mistakes as I make them. EOF is not declared in the scope. End of file value. What header is this defined in? C standard IO? I am puzzled. I thought this would be defined. C++11 says EOF is const expr. I think I might be able to use that. Let's try it out. Star car traits EOF. End of file value, and it's in the string header. Okay. Let's see what we got. Awesome. We didn't put the new line at the very end of the file because it wasn't there. Now let's get rid of the quotes and see if this stays true to the actual contents of the file. We just want to output the contents of S, which is our line that we just read, and only print out an end of file, print out a new line if we have actually a new line at the end of the line. Hey, check it out. Well, there you go, internet. That is how you faithfully reproduce a file, reading in lines using full C++ IO streams. Whether or not you actually want to use the overhead of IO streams is another question, but this is as true as I can be to faithful C++, now C++11 code. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel for future videos. I promise I'll be updating it real soon with more of these live video codecasts. Leave some comments, please, so I know what topics to look up and try to explore next. And thanks for watching. Those are all the Vim things.